Hello friends, and welcome to you with this our course Flutter 2.5 with extra features. First of all, thank you very much for visiting my channel and watching this video. I hope you do support me by subscribing to my channel, and if you do like this video, please hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you could get the latest of my videos. First of all, I would like to apologize for being idle for a few months. That's due to heavy work. Now I decided to continue this course. Hopefully you will get benefit of it. Thank you again for watching this video. Without further ado, let's start talking about if you wish to know how you can create an Flutter application template with the new skeleton. It is very easy. You just go to Flutter create, and then afterward you add the flags. These flags you could select whichever flags you wish from them. For instance, the skeleton flag, flags which platform, for Android or for iOS, what is the project name, for instance, where you wish to put the path of it, the path, which folder you wish to save this project, some description about it. So many flags. If you read about them, you could create your Flutter project 2.5 onward with these configuration flags. So this is how you can create your new template of Flutter project version 2.5 or higher. Okay, now this is video number 3. In video number 2 in this series, we have spoken about the routing of our application. In our Flutter application, from version 2.5 onward, the routing of our application is done somehow differently. It is done in the app.dart, and we have spoken about that in the previous video. In the app.dart, we do the routing. Each and every page in our application is now a case. Each and every page. For instance, we have a splash home, a splash page, or a home page. We have a home page, or we have a this is the case of the home page, and this is the case of the login page. So each and every page in your application is a case. The case is represented by two things: the routing and the name of the class of that page. The routing can be done with like this. So let's take the home page. The home page, this one, home.route name. We go to the home. We spoke about that in the previous video, but just to recap, in the home page widget, we static constant route name. We give it a name, whichever name suitable for you. So this is the first part, which is the routing of that page. And the second thing is that we give a class, the class name of the home page. In this case, this is the class name of the home page. So these are the two things from which you can control your routing of each and every page. This is how it is done in version 2.5 or higher. Now, one thing more. The first page that you wish to start with your application, the first page, the entry page, is decided or is assigned in here in the initial route. So whichever page you will write in here, this is the page that will start in. Your application will start with this page. So in this case, home page route, if I go to the home.dart, which is the home page, you will see that this is the route name of my home page. In this case, my application will start with the home page. So whichever page that you wish your application to start with, you need to set it in the initial route. You just add the route name of that page. Okay, this is the recap of the previous video. Now let's move into the details of video number 3, which is this video. In this video, we'll talk about the settings. In the settings, in version 2.5 and higher, there is a difference when we create the settings of our application. So let's see in our skeleton, or in our file system of our version 2.5 or higher Flutter application. It will consist of the source, The source, when you create the application, it will come with default folders. The localization is default, sample features, settings, app.dart, generated, and main. These are the settings, or these are the things that come by default. Out of the box, when you create your project, this you will get them. One of them is the settings. One of the settings is the settings view. This is the page of the settings page, which is this one, the settings view, which is also a widget, just a normal widget. And this widget also have a routing name, which is also mentioned in here. As you can see here, this is the settings view, the class name, and this is the route name, settings view dot route name, which is exactly the same in here. So this is the settings where you could put all your application settings. Now let's go to that page. So how we go to that page? You remember we just changed the initial routing, and then we hot reload, and we will enter to the settings view or settings page. Now in the settings page, whichever settings that you wish to apply on your entire application or on selected pages of your application, these settings you will put in this settings view. Now remember, this setting consists, how to say, it goes for the design of your application. It is not related to the data that comes from the database, or the interaction of the data between your application and the database. So keep in mind that these settings, it is better to keep these settings related to the feel and look of your application. It is not related to the data or the interaction of the data between your application and the database. For instance, as you can see here, this comes by default, the theme of your application. I could change the theme from light theme to dark theme. When I do this now, this page theme will be changed, and also each and every page that will be changed in your application. Now we will see how we can apply this change on each and every page in our application. But the point is that these settings that you will apply in here is related to the feel and look, how your application looks like, or in general the effects of your application. For instance, now we've seen this is the light theme and dark theme. How we can apply this on the application, how we can apply on all our application or some of the pages of our application. It is very easy. Now in here, as you can see, in the settings view, there is final settings controller. This controller, if you go to app.dart, and if you see in here, in my home page, I have in the constructor of it, I added this controller. This is the controller. I have added it in the constructor of the home page. So in the home page, the constructor of the home page, I will add also a settings controller. This is it. So in here, in the app.dart, this is the constructor of the home, this is the controller. Now here, this thing, settings controller, from where I get, okay? If you go up to the app.dart, you create an instance of settings controller, final settings controller. Okay, by doing so, by adding this settings controller, whatever settings changes, whatever settings that we will add in here will be applied in our home page. And likewise, whatever page, other page, it will be also. For instance, on the login, if we add the controller, settings controller, whatever settings we will change in here, it will be applied immediately on each and every page that we have applied this control. So for instance, when I change to dark theme, it will go also to the home page, and it will be a dark theme in the home page and in the login. So this is how you apply the changes in the settings page. You apply it either on your entire application or selected pages of your application. Okay, so what other settings that you could add? For instance, what other settings? Let me show you one of the settings. Let's go back to our home page. Let's do a hot reload. Again, I need to remind you that these settings is related to the look and feel of your application. It is not, so you should not, or it is better not to add settings that is related to the data interaction between your application and the database. That's totally another issue that you could use for instance, the provider package, which is a very powerful package. So keep the settings in the look and feel of your application. Okay, here this is our home page. In this home page I have created a drop down menu from which the user, when it click on it, it will change the language, the locale of your application. Once it selects another locale, the entire new locale will be applied on your entire application. So this is a good example of the settings that you could apply in the settings page. So instead of adding this drop down of the locale, you could move with this drop down of the locale, you could move it and add it to the settings page. Add it to the settings page. Once the locale drop-down list is being moved to the settings page, it will, let's say here, it will be here or here, wherever. It depends on the design of your settings page. By the way, this is the design of your settings page. It's just a normal widget, scaffold and padding and some. This is the drop-down button. This is the drop-down button of the theme, which consists of drop-down menu items, the light theme and the dark theme. So just a simple design. Now here, if you wish to add a new drop-down button for the language, you just change the design, make a column, and this column contains two drop-downs, one for the theme and the other one for the language. And here you could add the drop-down for the language, for the locale, where the user will enter to the settings page and change the locale from here. And when the user changes the locale from here, each and every page that have a settings controller, also the locale of that page will be changed. That's the beauty of it. It's a very simple, as you can see, one-stop shop. It's changes in the settings, and the changes go effect on each and every page. That's as simple as that. This is one of the things that is nice about the version 2.5 onward, is they simplify things on the developer, on the programmer, so he or she can focus on the design itself of the application. Okay, now I will not go through the design, of course, of the drop down, or how you could use you could use anything in here. Drop down, you could use checkbooks, you could use buttons, whatever suitable for you. The design, how you could apply these settings, it's totally up to you. But this is the idea of of the settings and how you can apply them on each and every page. This is a general idea which I wish to talk about. In the next video, we'll start talking about how we do the map, adding Google Map, how we do using the provider, and all these things from the next video. I hope you got some benefit from this video. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you do support me by subscribing to the channel. Hit the like button if you do like the video and hit the notification bell so you could get the latest videos. Thank you very much again. See you later.